Residents in Carltonville, that's in the West Rand, they have resorted to hiring a security company to safeguard their electricity infrastructure. The residents there saying they're tired of constant power outages due to cable theft and vandalism of the substations there. Malungelo Booi is covering that story for us. Malu, good morning to you. What are the local councillors saying and doing about this situation?
Well, we're going to hear from one of the local councillors, Koli, in a moment, but it's quite interesting that residents have essentially taken matters into their own hands to safeguard their electricity infrastructure in this particular area. In fact, residents contributing monthly to make sure that the security company that is safeguarding this infrastructure is actually paid. I want to bring in Carlos Rubello. He's a local councillor there. So thank you so much for your time. Before we talk about this particular initiative and what residents have done, I just want to get a sense as to how often or how bad is the situation in terms of cable theft and also vandalism in this particular area, considering the fact that you're also a local councillor.
Well, it's every single night. Every single night we have cable theft, vandalism of substations, and it's unacceptable what's going on. Because, I mean, what they have to do is what the residents have done here. It's simple and easy. You arm the substations, which has been asked so many times. Also, make sure that the grass is cut. Make sure that there's no loopholes on the little flimsy locks that they put on. These are the issues that they need to attend to. And it's cheaper to do that than replace expensive cable or infrastructure that gets damaged and stolen.
Okay. Simple. Okay. So the residents have decided to do this to safeguard this infrastructure, and these residents surely, I mean, they also pay rates. And somebody who's I have an issue with me or residents paying rates also having to cough up to safeguard an infrastructure that should have been safeguarded by the municipality.
That's one of the biggest complaints, because the residents say, why must we actually pay for rates and taxes when we have to then fork out ourselves, be it refuse, be it street lights. Street lights are not working, so residents now have an extra bill of buying their own solar street lights and putting it up. I mean, this costs a bit of money, but it's much cheaper. What, maybe 6,000-7,000 rand, and the substations manned. It's got barbed wire here. That is what they should be doing. The municipality should be servicing the people. It is cheaper to service the people than carry on like this. Not only that, if the street lights were working, okay, or they put solar panels up, we wouldn't have this problem. It would be much more brighter in the streets and less criminals to do what they do.
Has this issue actually been before council, and what council has actually said?
This is a constant thing. We're hammering on them the whole time. Please safeguard your infrastructure, arm them, have armed response, lights, grass cutting, and it's always excuses. I mean, Park says it's the electrical department must cut grass, and then electrical department doesn't have time, so it's always a shifting of the blame. It's unacceptable that people pay for these services and they're not getting security. It's unacceptable.
What's the biggest fear? Is it people getting out of this municipality because of the failure by officials or by this municipality?
Residents already up in arms about this. We've got residents that are actually living here in Merafong are fed up. And they come to me and say, I'm sorry, but we're leaving. We're rather going to live in Krugersdorp or some other town and work here. So they travel to the mines here. They leave early hours in the morning. It is better for them to live there because they're getting services. They're paying for what they get. Yeah, they're not getting, so they're leaving. So what is happening here is the rate payer is leaving. Your customer is leaving. When you lose your customer, your business is done. A municipality is a business. You have to run it like a business.
Will you raise it again in council? Will you raise this issue again?
All the time. Yeah. It's all the time. This is constant. All the time. It's frustrating. And we don't get a response. The residents are up in arms. They're fed up. It's unacceptable.
Do you think the municipality is able to deal with the problems that they have?
They're able. They're doing certain measures now. They're doing load shedding in the non-paying areas. But this issue should have been done a long time ago. You know, they're not able in the sense that they owe 4 billion rand. It's ridiculous. 800 million of it is to Eskom, another 200 to rainwater. Eskom, we need Eskom. In the fourth revolution, we need power. It's unacceptable.
All right, thanks, Carlos Rebello. Thank you so much for your time. Xoli, he is a community leader and also a local councillor. But, I mean, one of the, important questions here, Xoli, is whether will the residents be able to sustain, what they're actually doing now, because at the end of the day, they're still paying rates to the municipality. Why should they then also be paying to safeguard, an electricity infrastructure which should have been, taken care of by the municipality? And that's the question essentially that we're hoping to put to some of the local officials from the Merafong municipality later on. But what we know, though, Xoli, is that the Merafong municipality, like many other municipalities here in province, are battling with the issue of vandalism of infrastructure and also cable theft. And this is something that's actually contained in the report that was released by MEC for Human Settlements and Local Government here in Gauteng, Lebogang Maile, last month. Xoli?
Senior reporter Malungelo Booi live for us in Carltonville.